Those of y'all that don't know, in 2011, 18 veterans took their own lives every day. In 2012, that went up to 22 veterans every day. So every year it's increasing in suicides instead of decreasing. The government is trying to find ways to lower it, and they're trying really hard, but what I bring to the table is something different. In 2010, a year after returning to Iraq myself, I attempted suicide, and I came very close to being successful at it. Whenever this happened, I got to wake up that next morning. 22 veterans in 2012 every day didn't get to wake up and decide that it was a mistake. I tell a lot of people, if I would have had a weapon in the house and I didn't just take some pills, I probably wouldn't be here in front of you today. It's not embarrassing to feel affected by war. It's not embarrassing to feel any of this. It's just normal. This is how human beings react. And a big thing that I notice is that with shame, a lot of people feel shame. For example, my thing that I experienced out in Iraq doesn't come close to a lot of things that veterans experienced in Vietnam, a lot of things that infantrymen experience. And it's just, all our minds work differently. We all handle situations differently. Everyone in this room can see the exact same car crash, and everyone in this room is going to respond to it differently. Some are going to dream about it. Some are going to pretend it never happened. I mean, everybody's mind is, none of us are wired the same. In New Orleans, I met the mother of a 21-year-old who had taken his own life last year. And I've become really close friends with her. And it's really sad to see the pain that the family goes through. When you're in that moment, you're not thinking about your family, you're not thinking about anyone else. Or sometimes you are. You feel like, well, I'm a burden on my family. If I just end my life, they don't have to put up with me anymore. Or I'm not going to feel crazy anymore, or I'm not going to hurt anymore. And so what I call it is it's a war against your own mind. And the thing is, with your own mind, you can't, in any war, you cannot fight it alone. Not one person in this room can go over to Iraq and end a war. Maybe with the push of a button, but no one can go over there and fight a war and win it if you're by yourself. And so that's what I'm doing now, is I'm putting it out there that we're not by ourselves. My biggest thing is I want to stop this stigma, this thought that if you have PTSD, you're weak. If you have issues, you're weak. And that's what is killing our troops. When I first did it, I felt like any moment could put me back in that stage. Probably about a few months afterwards, it was just like I was searching for a reason to live. But now, no. There's a 0% chance of me taking my life. And the reason is because I went through it and I got to wake up. I got to finally wake up and see a whole new world that I didn't see before. All I saw was the bad things before my suicide. All I saw was everything that was wrong with me or wrong with the world. And now, I don't care about the world. I care about myself, and I love it. I love being alive. I love being able to come up here and talk to y'all. And 2 years ago, you would never see me in front of a group of people talking on a microphone. I wouldn't even make eye contact with you right now. I'd be standing around like this and walking, just looking at the ground, not even paying attention to where I'm going. And but now I'm so much better, and I'm trying to get to the point to where other soldiers and other veterans, they don't have to go through what I went through to get to that point. He asked what the difference was like with the length of my illness, and Kevin had to deal with it for 20 years, and I dealt with it for my time frame. And the thing is, everybody handles it differently. That's the thing is, PTSD is not just a word you can look up into a dictionary and be like, oh, okay, that's it. And the biggest thing is trying to actually finally get the help, and because you have to kind of man up and look for the help, but you feel like that's not manning up. You feel like you're weak for trying to get help, and so it definitely varies in everybody.
Here today, but please join me in welcoming Andrew O'Brien.
I appreciate it, and I want to thank Bob and the VNRC. I feel so honored to be here with this flag. This is actually a huge deal in my heart and in my mind. You see the POW and MIA flag everywhere, and I hope that one day we can see this flag everywhere, because this is an epidemic that we're going through right now, and I was almost part of those numbers.